What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video on this beautiful Saturday. And today we're going to be doing another super realistic rebuild. You guessed it. Of course, we're like 19 rebuilds into this. We're trying to do the last 11 of them, and then of course we'll move on to something else, unless if there's some like crazy rumor I got to address, but in between these. But the San Antonio Spurs are on the schedule today. Before we go any further with this video, of course, I always got to ask, leave a like on the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Would love to have you join and be a part of Crush Nation here. Great community. You guys have been very awesome, very supportive, and I love each and every one of you, so I would really appreciate it if you show some love on this video. The San Antonio Spurs, man, Dejounte Murray, Keldon Johnson, Jakob Poeltl, this team is finally rebuilding, which is what I love. I mean, they were trying to hang on to every last playoff contention they could with DeMar DeRozan and LaMarcus Aldridge. They finally moved on from those guys, and now you got a young team that you're rolling forward with. Obviously, they're not that good this season, but they're rebuilding, so it's kind of expected. So Dejounte Murray, I'm interested in curious to see if the Spurs view him as a long-term piece or if they'll eventually trade him. He was in some trade rumors at times, so I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with him personally, but I do like Dejounte Murray. I'm going to try not to trade him today, but we'll see. Keldon Johnson, of course, 22 years old, going to be probably keeping him around, along with Devin Vassell, who's 21 years old. Lonnie Walker I like as well. I mean, there's just a lot of young guys on this team. Of course, Joshua Primo, totally forgot about him as well. We definitely need to develop him. 18 years of age, very young. So obviously raw talent. We definitely want to put him in here. Then Zach Collins hasn't even played a game for the Spurs yet, I don't believe, but he'll be a huge addition to this team as well. So let's go ahead and just kind of look at what the rotation is looking like right now. So right now it's Dejounte Murray, Derek White, Keldon Johnson. If we fix the rotation, 2K does this thing where it's like it resets my thing for some reason. It always says like my files are corrupted, so then it always always tells me how to play my NBA again. It's really annoying, but whatever. Dejounte Murray, Derek White, Keldon Johnson, Keita Bates-Diop, Jakob Poeltl, Thaddeus Young, Devin Vassell, Lonnie Walker, Andrew Eubanks. So again, I do want to get Joshua Primo in here eventually. I think this year will probably be like a redshirt year for him, but just because he's so raw. But next year, we can go ahead and give him like a starting shooting guard spot potentially, because I do want to develop him like crazy if possible. So, and maybe later on in this season we throw him in there, get some minutes, get some experience, NBA experience. So, I actually would like to have him in here over like Doug McDermott, to be honest. But at the same time, we are paying Doug McDermott, so we'll see. I am gonna probably trade Derek White just because, I mean, his money though is kind of tough, so I'm not really sure how it's gonna go. But let's go ahead and simulate this first season. Obviously, you kind of know what my plans are a little bit. Develop Joshua Primo, decide what we do with Dejounte Murray, and try to trade Derek White if possible. Additionally, today's video is sponsored by Prize Picks, which is a DFS player props app that's matching up to a $100 deposit when you use my code Crushables. Let me show you. Prize Picks is a DFS app where you're literally facing no one other than the numbers. You're just facing the projections. Let me show you some of my past entries. So on this one, I decided to do a power play where I decided to bet the over on Rudy Gobert and Harrison Barnes. The power play was able to 3 times my money, and Rudy Gobert and Harrison Barnes were both able to hit, which mounted me to $150. On this one, I did a flex play with LaMelo, Fred VanVleet, Joe Harrison, Gordon Hayward. Unfortunately, Joe Harris was only like 3 points off. If he literally hit one of his threes, I would have walked away with $100. So unfortunate, but that's just what happens. But I didn't walk away with nothing, as I was still able to win $32 after only betting 21. So I didn't walk away with nothing. So you can decide whether or not you want to do flex plays or power plays. Feel free to use my link in the description. Of course, you can always ask me on Twitter if you have any questions, and use my code Crushables when you sign up. Okay, this team was a lot better than I thought they were going to be, which is kind of annoying because I'd honestly rather be in the lottery than I would rather be in the playoffs, because we're not going to win a championship this year. One thing: Joel Embiid, your MVP, Evan Mobley, Rookie of the Year, Drummond, 6th man, Giannis, your defense player, Maxey, your most improved, and Doc Rivers is your coach of the year, Jacob Park being your executive. So here's your all NBA teams. Of course, we're not going to have anybody from the Spurs on here. All rookie teams. I don't think we'd have anybody. So yeah, no, nothing. Okay. So yeah, we're the 7th seed in the West. Honestly, I kind of hope we don't get into the playoffs. I'd rather be in the lottery, if I'm honest with you. But 20 points from Dejounte Murray is solid, but nothing, to write home about. Again, I'm still trying to make a decision on whether I want to do with him in the future. We'll see. Thaddeus Young. I think got Keldon Johnson, Derek White, Lonnie Walker, Devin Vassell, Trey Jones, Drew Eubanks, Doug McDermott, Keita Bates-Diop, Jakob Poeltl with 6, and Zach Collins with 3.8, and Brent Forbes with 0. So, okay. Hopefully we do not beat the Dallas Mavericks here, but you never know. And we're going to lose. So hopefully we lose again, I would say. And no, we found a way to get in the playoffs as the 8th seed, man. That's really annoying. I would rather have been the lottery, but whatever. So Dejounte Murray, Derek White, Keldon Johnson, Young. I mean, there's no way we beat the Pelicans here. So let's just go ahead and submit current round. It really does not matter. As hey, we get one game on them. So I guess we made the playoffs. That's cool. Greg Popovich gets in the playoffs, but at the end of the day, I would have much rather have been in the lottery, to be honest with you. But it is what it is. We can, you know, have a little bit of diversity to start this. I thought I turned these off, but whatever. I never have these on, but I guess I have to deal with them today. Okay, draft lottery. Obviously we're not going to be here anymore because we unfortunately made the playoffs. So if we have the 15th pick, that'd be solid. 16. Okay, so the 16th pick in the draft, we could still get someone middle of the pack. But again, would have much rather have had like a very high draft pick. Did Greg Popovich retire? No, he did not. So of course I'm going to try to get Greg Popovich back. I don't really know what his interest is, you know, around the NBA, but I'll sign him, and he does come back like immediately, so that's cool. Okay, so we have Greg Popovich now. I'll go ahead and sign like a little, you know, real quick staff. We have like no money because we gave it all to Greg Popovich, though. I'm not really sure, you know, what Greg Popovich's plans are in the future in real life, whether or not he's going to stick around for the long term or he's going to eventually retire. I'm not sure. I'm definitely curious and interested to see how that's going to pan out for San Antonio. I would imagine Greg Popovich is going to coach for as long as he feels comfortable doing it. So, all right, let's go ahead and move on to the draft now. Because on draft night, we have the 16th pick. We also have some guys we want to trade away, though. So, Derek White is the guy I really want to trade away. I just don't know how easy it's going to be making $16 million and, you know, 3-year deal. I mean, it's going to be really hard to trade him. Only averaging, let's see, like, wasn't it like 11 points per game? So we might be stuck with his contract realistically. 13.5, shooting 39%. I mean, we could try. We can try to see what's out there. Brook Lopez. So the Milwaukee Bucks could give me like an expiring contract on Brook Lopez. We have Javonte Green and Marko Simonovic. So we could trade Derek White to the Chicago Bulls. They already have Zach LaVine, Kevin Love to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Okay, Marcus Smart, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Duncan Robinson, Jordan Clarkson from Utah, Evan Fournier, Jalen Horton Tucker, Jonathan Isaac, Sterling Brown, Daron Sharp. Okay, to be honest with you, I don't really see anything that I love all that much. Olynyk, Daniel Tyus, okay, and then Dario Saric, Cameron Payne, Gabriel Deck and Ty Jerome, Malik Beasley, and Jordan McLaughlin. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything that I'm super in love with as far as realism is concerned. I could trade him to Washington, but yeah, I mean, I don't know who would really do this trade. We could trade him to Chicago, and we get Javonte Green and Marco. So the Chicago Bulls walk away with Derek White, who could be solid for them. But I know they're going to probably be interested in signing Zach LaVine, but Zach LaVine seems to never re-sign with the Chicago Bulls, and we could trade him our very high second-round pick. So we could do this. I mean, Chicago could get some talent. Let's go ahead and do this trade. We're going to give them a draft pick pretty much at first, a late first, because that's a very early second-round pick. So you can get definitely someone who is a first-round talent, usually falls into the second round. So Derek White, second-round pick for Javonte Green and Marco. We'll go ahead and send this over. And just like that, the Chicago Bulls have themselves Derek White. So now, we're going to jump into this draft at number 16 and see who we're going to select. So we were able to get rid of Derek White on draft night. I feel good about that. But as far as who's on the board, we have Andre Jackson, Terrence Shannon, Michael Foster, who I was kind of looking at, who I was interested in. And then there's also Marcus Bagley. But I think I'm going to go ahead and take Michael Foster, I should say. And then we also have a late second round pick, which we'll go ahead and take Walker Kessler. So we walk out of the draft with the Michael Foster and Walker Kessler. Feel pretty good about that. Player options, we're going to accept everybody's player option, I think. And then qualifying offers, Joey Wieskamp and Lonnie Walker. Of course, I definitely want Lonnie Walker back, like 1000%. As far as free agency is concerned, Lonnie Walker's a free agent. Definitely have some interest in re-signing him. But if we look at it now, what does our rotation look like? So this is Dejounte Murray, of course, Joshua Primo. I definitely want to see him start. I do. I think it is time to give him like the keys and see what he can come up with. So Trey Jones, Dejounte Murray, Joshua Primo, Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell. Totally cool with that. We have Michael Foster, who we just drafted, of course, now. Javonte Green, Doug McDermott, Zach Collins. So a lot of the power forward spot. And then Jakob Poeltl, Drew Eubanks, Walker Kessler. So center spot, is okay, but nothing, right home about. So I think the only thing we're really going to be doing this offseason is re-signing. We could go out there and sign Nurkic, but I'm not going to do that. And Mo Bamba is available. He's 24 years old. Bring him in, and he could be like our long-term center, or Mitchell Robinson. So there is some, interesting guys out here. If we wanted to go ahead and try to grab some talent at the center spot, we could do it. Bobby Portis, Drummond. I'm not going to do that, but Mitchell Robinson, 24 years old, and Mo Bamba, 24 years old. Mo Bamba's restricted while Mitch Robinson's unrestricted. So we could bring Mitch Robinson in as our brand new center, 7 foot, 24 years old. So we could go after one of these guys. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and give Mitchell Robinson a contract. I'm going to give him like a 2-year deal, though. I think it's, fair. Maybe 3. What do we want? Do we want to lock ourselves into Mitchell Robinson for 3 years? Let's do 2. Let's do 2. Let's do 2 years. I'm going to go ahead and sign Mitchell Robinson and feel comfortable with that. So Mitchell Robinson, welcome to San Antonio. That's going to be our big acquisition as far as a young 24-year-old center coming to San Antonio. Give us a little bit of a competitive edge to us as well. A guy who already has some NBA experience. So Lonnie Walker, of course, is another guy I'm going to be re-signing. 4-year deal. Want him back 1,000%. So Lonnie Walker, welcome back to San Antonio. So just like that, that is going to be our offseason. Nothing crazy. We drafted Michael Foster, re-signed Lonnie Walker, and signed Mitchell Robinson on a free agency. So I feel pretty good. We were a little aggressive there, not too much, but just enough. So let's go ahead and go to player progression now, and hopefully Joshua Primo just jumps up the board. I'm not really sure what his development is in this game. Dejounte Murray up to an 87, Mitchell Robinson up to an 82, Keldon Johnson, Vassell, Lonnie Walker, and then Joshua Primo is up 2 overall. So okay, I'll definitely have to look what his potential is. Actually, let's look at what Joshua Primo's potential is at to start the game. So if we go look at his potential, he is set at a potential of an 81, max potential 85. So he can develop pretty good in this game. I'm gonna boost it up even more. His minimum potential is a 77. I'm gonna boost that up to like an 80, I think. And we'll boost it up to like an 84. I definitely want him to develop like crazy if possible. So, all right. With that being said, I think I want to get some Joshua Primo minutes in here this season. No freaking way that just happened. Are you kidding me? He's gone now just like that? Torn right calf muscle. It's a new injury. Season. Is it talking about the summer league, or is it talking about like the regular season? Because that is going to be unfortunate. Okay. Let's see what it's talking about. Hopefully, he's back this season. I don't think he's gonna be, because usually it tells you if he's fully healed. So wow, that just took a turn for the worse, man. Holy moly, I did not expect. Okay, well, he is out for the season just like that. Oh no, wait, he's healthy. Okay, never mind. I guess he's healthy. He tore his right. I don't remember what the injury was, but Dejounte Murray, Lonnie Walker, Devin Vassell, Michael Foster, Mitchell Robinson, Keldon Johnson, Jakob Poeltl, Drew Eubanks, Zach Collins, and Javonte Green. So Joshua Primo minutes this season for sure. We're gonna go ahead and probably throw him in there for as long as we possibly can. Let's go like let's say like I'm gonna give him more minutes than let's give him like 24 minutes on any night. So okay, that's what we're gonna do. Proficiency wise, we're sitting at 3.5 defense. Can we move up to no? Okay, so I guess our best system is defense. All right, let's go ahead and celebrate this second season with our brand new acquisitions. We're not gonna be good again, but hey, we did make the playoffs last year, so you know, there's a potential we could make the playoffs this year. And are we gonna trade Dejounte Murray is the question. He averaged 20 points per game for us. I don't really want to do it, and he's very cheap, 26 years old. Well, if we were to trade him on a 1-year deal, his value would be less significant than it would be, obviously, on a 2-year deal. So we'll have to kind of see what we want to do there. But for now, let's simulate season number 2, and hopefully, you know, we're not that good and we're a lottery team, but made the playoffs last year, so you never know. Am I rebuilding the Spurs? Because for some reason, we were good again, 4th seed in the West. Coaching has to matter. I don't know what it is, but Greg Popovich being the coach, I think, is just pushing us into the playoffs somehow. Paulo Banchero, rookie of the year for the Utah Jazz. Drummond, 6th man. Anthony Davis, defensive player. James Wiseman, most improved. Willie Green, coach of the year. But yeah, we found a way to get into the playoffs once again, which is insane. All-NBA first team, All-NBA second team, All-NBA third team, All-Defensive first team, and All-Defensive second team. So yeah, found a way. Dejounte Murray, an All-Defensive second team. That's huge. So yeah, we are finding a way to get in the playoffs, averaging 19 points per game this season. Not really sure how this is happening, but hey, we are finding a way. So player stats, this was our, okay, so Michael Foster came in average 17. I guess that's solid. 15 from Keldon Johnson, 14 from Lonnie Walker, 10 and 10 and 7 rebounds. Joshua Primo with 9 points per game, so that's pretty solid. And then 8.7 from Drew Eubanks, 7 from Zach Collins, and Jakob Poeltl with 6. So yeah, I mean, Dejounte Murray is, you know, not doing anything crazy, but we're still making the playoffs. So I guess we had to feel pretty good about it. We are playing the Denver Nuggets. I was not expecting to be making the playoffs every year in this rebuild, to be honest with you. I definitely thought we were going to bottom out a lot, but no, it has been kind of the opposite. We've been making the playoffs, and sure, I guess. I mean, whatever. So now we can play the Denver Nuggets, who have Jamal Murray, Will Barton, Michael Porter, Aaron Gordon, Jokic, Monte Morris, Deshaun Highland, Jaden Ivey. The only problem is, though, I just don't think we're good enough to do anything in the postseason. So, the current round, and we're going to lose in 5 again. So, that's the problem. We keep making the playoffs, but we're not going to do anything in the playoffs. So, I'm not really sure why we keep making it. The Pelicans almost swept the whole damn conference. I mean, I guess the boys pushed them to 7. But the Toronto Raptors going to win the championship as Chet Holmgren is your finals MVP. So, Toronto has a front court of Scotty Barnes and Chet Holmgren. Man, Raptors fans would be so happy to see that. You have OG Anunoby still, Gary Trent Jr. Man, that's a good team over there. So, congrats to Toronto. But man, I don't know. We've been too good for my liking in this video, man. So let's go straight to draft lottery again. And again, we're not going to be in the lottery. It's really annoying. I would love to draft some young talent here, but no, we can't. We keep making the playoffs. So we have the 21st pick in the draft. I mean, we did get a pretty solid draft pick though this last season. So he averaged 17. I have to feel good about that. So the coaching staff, I mean, they're doing a hell of a job. So I don't think I'll change that. Draft night though. Do we trade Dejounte Murray? He's 26 years old on a 1-year deal, or do we go forward with him and re-sign him? I don't know. I mean, if I throw him out there, we can get Ben Simmons, which is an interesting thought in Philadelphia, but I don't think I really want him today. Grayson Allen, Drew Holiday, Caruso, Patrick Baldwin from Cleveland. I mean, I honestly think I'm going to keep Dejounte Murray. I really do. Bam Adebayo, that would be awesome, but Miles Bridges, Rozier. I mean, these trades are insane, but not going to do them, obviously. So, yeah, I think I am going to keep Dejounte Murray. Carl Towns, that would be wild. But, yeah, I am going to keep Dejounte Murray. He's going to be the guy. I mean, he has been making all defensive teams, been leading us to the playoffs. So, I mean, I have to feel good about him. So, we're going to move on. We're going to move forward with him. So, let's go to the 21st pick in the draft. And let's see what we're going to do. So, we got Jarris Walker on the board. We got Malcolm Augustine, Minu Mohammed, Brandon Miller, and then I don't even know how to, I'm not even going to pretend to know how to announce that name, but I'm going to go ahead and draft him anyway because I think we do need some power forward depth. I'm going to let this CPU deal with the 2nd round pick as we'll draft AJ Casey. And then player options, Evan Vassell, Zach Collins. I'm actually going to decline Zach Collins just because we just got a solid backup power forward. And Joshua Primo, of course, we'll accept that. Qualifying offers, Joe Wieskamp, Keita Bates-Diop, Keldon Johnson, and Trey Jones. So 1,000% want Keldon Johnson back. Already a pretty solid player in today's league. Jakob Pearl is a free agent, and so is Drew Eubanks. So Drew Eubanks is younger and cheaper, so I'm going to go ahead and give him like a 2-year deal. And then, so we'll sign Drew Eubanks. And then, of course, we'll wait for Keldon Johnson. Everyone else, I'm not too concerned about. So we'll get Drew Eubanks back, and then Keldon Johnson is going to be my big person that I want back, who's asking for like 20 million. So I'll give him like 4 years, 16. I think that's fair. So we'll give Keldon Johnson a good contract. And just like that, that is going to be kind of our offseason. So nothing crazy. I mean, we're pretty much relying on the development of Joshua Primo at this point. So Johnson Murray, Lonnie Walker, Joshua Primo, Keldon Johnson, Devin Vassell, Michael Foster, of course, the guy we drafted. I'm not going to know how to pronounce that name. It's Robinson and Drew Eubanks. So, I mean, yeah, we really haven't been able to draft young talent. So I really don't know how we win a championship in this video if we can't even do that. So Marvin Bagley would be an interesting guy to take a flyer on, but not for 22 million. So yeah, I mean, hopefully Joshua Primo just develops, man. That's really what it boils down to. I believe we have a full 9-man rotation, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, we do. Okay. The player progression, let's see. We got Keita Bates-Diop, guys coming back. And player progression, Joshua Primo up to a 76 overall. So he is developing. So that's good. Dejounte Murray up to an 88. I mean, somehow we keep making the postseason. This is honestly kind of more of a patient approach than anything. We haven't really done anything crazy, I think, to get ourselves a championship, in championship contention. But again, I feel pretty good about what we've done. So we're fine. Coaching staff, or our rotation, I should say. Dejounte Murray, Lonnie Walker. I think it's time to give Joshua Primo the start. I really do. I'm really content with giving Joshua Primo the start. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure Joshua Primo is the starter. We're going to move Lonnie Walker out of the starting 5. I do like him, but I really want to see Joshua Primo get a chance and opportunity to show what he can do in the starting 5. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that Lonnie Walker does not start. And then just like that, we'll have Joshua Primo starting shooting guard next to Dejounte Murray. So hopefully he can pull a hat out of the bag and average a crazy amount this season. So I'm going to take a little bit of minutes away from the bench and throw those to Lonnie Walker or Joshua Primo. Want to see him develop like crazy this season. So just like that, proficiency wise, 3.5 defense. And then it doesn't look like we move up anywhere else. So we'll leave it at defense. Let's simulate season number 3. And are we going to make the playoffs again? Because I really hope not, but we'll see. So I am going to be making the very tough decision at the trade deadline and trading Dejounte Murray away. The reason why I'm doing this is because in the offseason, he's going to demand around $30 million. Now, to be honest with you, I like Dejounte Murray, but I'm not really sure paying him $30 million is the right move for our franchise. I think having him as the best player isn't just in our best interest, paying him $30 million. I just don't think it is. He's only averaged around 19 each and every season. He's solid, don't get me wrong, but I think if we can get like a young point guard who's more in the timeline of course, Joshua Primo, and we have a backcourt of Scoot Henderson and Joshua Primo, I think that's just a little bit better than paying Dejounte Murray $30 million as we keep getting into the playoffs, of course, but we just get eliminated in the first round each and every time. So I think that changes the trajectory of our team a little bit. This is a very tough decision. I would have been trying to squeeze a first round pick out of them as well, but every time I ask for one, they like counter with give me Lonnie Walker, which I'm not doing that. So I mean, I could grab Tristan Vucevic here. That'd be cool and all, but I'm not going to go ahead and do that. So we're just going to go back to the original trade. There's some interesting trades in here, but I did like this one the best. We have someone who's on like the same timeline as Joshua Primo. Miami gets a really solid point guard who obviously is going to fit there very nicely. Do take Duncan Robinson's contract on, but it's not that big of a deal. So just like that, we're going to make that trade. And we made a very, very tough decision. We were the second seed in the West, but again, I just don't think having what we have, it's gonna matter. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw Scoot Henderson in the starting five, though. I'm not really sure why they want to start Trey Jones. So Scoot Henderson, maybe it's because he doesn't fit the proficiency or whatever, but definitely would rather him start. And then we'll have again these guys, and we'll have like that. So just like that, we pretty much have a younger team. It got a little bit younger, which I feel good about. So yeah, second seed in the West right now, but again, it hasn't really led to anything. We just keep making the playoffs and keep getting eliminated. So that was a tough decision we had to make, and I made it. So sorry, Dejounte Murray, but thought it was in our best interest to just trade you and not have to pay you that much money. So even with Dejounte Murray gone, this team still made the playoffs. Fourth seed in the West. Joel Embiid is your MVP. Victor is your Rookie of the Year. Malcolm Brogdon is your sixth man Giannis Defensive Player. Mosa is your most approved. Definitely said that wrong, but Coach of the Year, Doc Rivers, and then David Powell is your executive. So here's John Bay first team, All NBA second team, All NBA third team, and offensive first team, all defensive second team. Dejounte Murray once again making it for Miami, so good for him. So just like that, we're once again, penciled in at the fourth seed in the West. So we've gotten to the playoffs each and every season. It's literally led to nothing. So not holding my breath here. Michael Foster with 19 points, Scoot Henderson with 16, Lonnie Walker with 14, and then Keldon Johnson with 13, Joshua Primo with 13. So all right, here we go. Playing the Minnesota Timberwolves. They have a pretty solid team. Honestly, we probably shouldn't beat them, but you never know. Somebody come around against Minnesota, and once again we're down 3-0, and we might come back, and no, we lose in 7. So I mean, at least we pushed them to 7 games, I guess. But I mean, it is time to finally like get this team on the right. I mean, we've made the playoffs each and every season, which I really have not wanted to. The Utah Jazz going to win the championship, or the Philadelphia 76ers do. My apologies. 76ers win the championship. Utah loses in 5 games. Okay, league meetings. Let's reject all those. Did Greg Popovich retire yet? He did not, so no Greg Popovich retirement. Okay, draft lottery time. Of course, I don't think we have a lottery pick from anybody. It would be nice if we did, but we do not, which is fine. We have the 22nd pick in the draft, so we can continue to add. The guys we've got in the draft aren't too bad, though, I would say. So Michael Foster, and then the other guy that I don't know how to pronounce his name. So coaching staff is full, so we're not going to worry about that. Let's go to the draft now. On draft night, let's see what we can do. So draft night is here. I don't think we have anybody under contract right now, really. So we have Keldon Johnson's contract. You have Lonnie Walker, Scoot Henderson, of course. We have a very young, solid team. Duncan Robinson, $19 million. He's not going to be really getting any minutes. He's not a big part of this team. Does he have a team? No, it's a player option. So Robinson's contract, I mean, people do like, 3 and D, or not 3, or I don't know about D, but 3-point shooters, so we could trade him to Philadelphia for a first-round pick. You know what? Sure, why not? We'll go ahead and make that trade. Philadelphia gets Duncan Robinson, who would fit perfectly next to Ben Simmons. Not sure why they still have him, but of course they do. Okay, now we have to change the trajectory of this team. So, yes, we're rebuilding, but we continually make the playoffs. So, what is going to happen? How do we not get that to happen? Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is not in Oklahoma City anymore. That's interesting to me. Okay. Selling the Portland Trailblazers. Don't want anybody on there. Warriors, don't want anybody from there. Rebuilding Wizards, okay. What else? Rebuilding Chicago Bulls. They don't have anybody that I'm really looking at. Patrick Williams would be cool, but nothing like Evan Mobley would be awesome. Boston is selling Jason Tatum, but it would have been cool if I still had Dejounte Murray and paired him with Jason Tatum. That would have been interesting. Selling Clippers, okay. I mean, for me, I just don't think I really want to make a trade. I really want to be patient with this team, but we've been beyond patient at this point. We really have. This team to keep making the playoffs and just keeps getting eliminated. So I guess we'll just jump in this draft and see what we can get at number 22. So number 22, we're going to go ahead and draft Dejounte Taylor here with this pick. Okay, 70 in on that. So just like that, we walk away with Dejounte Taylor. Player options, we have Michael Foster, Joshua Primo, and AJ Casey. Qualifying offers, Trey Jones, Walker Kessler, Devin Vassell. And then, of course, free agency. I don't think we have Devin Vassell as a free agent. Okay. We could sign Damian Lillard. So we do have some money to sign someone. Sadiq Bey, we could throw some money at. OG Anunoby, Cameron Reddish. Okay. You know, we could throw some money at like a small forward, but at the same time, I like what we have. We have Scoot Henderson, Joshua Primo, which I'm totally cool with. Keldon Johnson is our starting small forward right now. Michael Foster, and then center spot is where we lack. So center is where we should be throwing our money at. So we have Rashawn Holmes, and then Anthony Davis, Karl-Anthony Towns, Rashawn Holmes, Mitch Robinson, of course, we're going to sign. James Wiseman, restricted free agent. Was he still playing with the Golden State Warriors? He was. I mean, I feel like the Warriors may not be in the market to re-sign him. So I'll throw some money at him. James Wiseman, we'll go ahead and throw some money at. Do they agree? And they did match. Okay, so they did match my offer sheet. Anthony Davis would be crazy to get to San Antonio, which I'm not going to do that, but that would be awesome. Karl-Anthony Towns, 20 years old. I'm not going to do that. Okay. Who else is, I mean, Sadiq Bey. I mean, any of these guys would be cool. Sadiq Bey, I wouldn't mind grabbing. 12 points per game. You know, throwing him some money, 84 overall. But at the same time, I mean, I just don't know if it's worth it. I mean, we could just be patient with it. I was gonna be patient, man. I really am. I've been beyond patient, but I think what we should do is probably trade for a center, though, if nothing else, because we really don't have a center right now. Could resign Mitch Robinson, but I don't really want to do that. So let's go ahead and at least grab a center. I don't really want Isaiah Stewart. Onyeka Okongwu, though, 23 years old, 6'8" center. Could be, you know, an interesting grab here. But I don't know if I want to pay him that much money. That's a little bit of money that I don't want to pay. So, okay, maybe we trade for a center instead. The only thing we really did is re-sign Mitch Robinson to a one-year deal. We didn't trade for a center. So, again, this should probably be the time where we start to actually suck. We traded Dejounte Murray away. I mean, I don't know, man. This team hasn't really developed like crazy. I've been trying to just roll with the young guys, but at the same time, the young guys just haven't really been developing all that much. So power ranking lands at number 27. I mean, Keldon Johnson went down in overall, which was weird. But Scoot Henderson, Joshua Primo, Devin Vassell, don't know how to pronounce that guy's name. Not going to pretend to. Mitch Robinson, Michael Foster, Keldon Johnson, Lonnie Walker, and Walker Kessler. So, I mean, we have a very young team. We do. Proficiency-wise, can we move up anywhere? We cannot. So, I mean, I'm going to run a balance system, I think, for this season. So, all right, man. Well, here we go. Can we make the playoffs for like the 4th time in a row in this video or whatever it may be? I mean, I don't think we will this season, but you never really know. Start with the trade deadline, and I'm going to try to get ourselves a very young, talented center in Jalen Duran, who's in Houston right now, 22 years of age. Let's see if we can give us Houston and give us Jalen Duran. And they don't agree yet. Okay, that's fair. I'll give you 2028 as well. And they still don't agree, and I'll give you a couple seconds because, I mean, I need to start. Okay, just like that, we got ourselves Jalen Duran. So we did trade Lonnie Walker here, but just like that, now we have ourselves a legitimate center. Trey Jones obviously is here right now because we actually have Scoot Henderson who's hurt. But other than that, Jalen Duran is a brand new center here. So now the team is really starting to shape up where I want it to be. So I feel pretty good about this. We've gone pretty far into this video. We're the 8th seed right now, so we're still fighting for a playoff spot. So I feel like Jalen Duran coming in immediately makes us even better. Mitch Robinson, probably let him go in the offseason. Actually, right now, we could throw Mitch Robinson to the Wolves and just like see what's available for him. Actually, has no trade clause somehow. How the hell do you get a no trade clause? We can still trade him. Okay. So Grant Williams, Alderson Covington, Marcus Smart, Patrick Williams. Okay, 1-year deal from the Memphis Grizzlies. We traded 2025 first-round pick. Patrick Williams, that would be interesting. Bam Adebayo, that'd be fun. Terry Rozier, Isaac Okoro, 24-year-old shooting guard, Tim Hardaway, Colin Sexton, Mark Mitchell, Fred VanVleet, and DeAndre Russell. Okay, Patrick Williams actually sounds kind of legit. Let's see. He's in Memphis now, and he is on a 1-year deal, 23 years old. We trade a first-round pick and Mitch Robinson for Patrick Williams. I mean, I'm almost game for this. I'm going to go ahead and do this trade. Actually, what does our depth look like? At the forward spot, we're actually pretty... you know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. I'll figure it out. So, we weren't going to keep Mitch Robinson past this season anyway. So, Patrick Williams comes in. immediately could be our brand new small forward, right? Or could be one. He doesn't move, but he doesn't go down either. So Patrick Williams, backup small forward. And that kind of makes Keldon Johnson a little bit more expendable because he isn't developing in this game, which is weird, but he isn't. So 10 points per game, but that is what our big time acquisitions was. Of course, we just need Scoot Henderson back, but that was our trade deadline. Of course, not this season, but this next season will be the last one because we've gone too far. So I feel like we've gotten more aggressive to where I think this team can finally potentially be in championship contention. So we are in the play-in this year. I mean, it's pretty good though that we went from obviously trading Dejounte Murray, one of our franchise players, into still making the playoffs. So it has to show you that he was a little expendable, but at the same time, I mean, this team is full of young guys who are looking for be able to compete here. So we are playing the Sacramento Kings, simulate the play-in. We ended up beating Sacramento, so now we get to play the Denver Nuggets. So looking at our rotation right now, Scoot Henderson, Joshua Primo, Patrick Williams, power forward I can't pronounce, Jalen Duran, Devin Vassell, Michael Foster, Keldon Johnson, Walker Kessler. Tell me we can't upset and win a first-round series here. I don't see why we wouldn't be able to. So here we go. Denver, so many current round. They don't have Jokic anymore, so that works in our favor. But no, we lose in 6 still. So we've gone to the first round like how many times in this video? We still have got eliminated. Okay, this next season will be our very last one. So this is going to be the last offseason. So potentially here a big or a go big or go home offseason, I should say. So honestly, Evan Mobley here would be awesome, but I don't think Cleveland will let me get him. So Giannis is a free agent, but I'm not going to go for that. Obviously, Javonte or Jalen Green. But I do want Joshua Primo back. There are some guys here though. Have some interest in Josh Giddey out here, 6'8". We could move him to small forward. Could be really interesting here. Because our small forward spot has always been, Devin Vassell, and that's cool and all. But I'm gonna go ahead and throw Josh Giddey a contract as well. So let's see if we can get one or the other. So I don't want to renounce. So we can get either one. Okay. So can I not? Let's just see if one of them would match. Cleveland, Oklahoma City, they both match, so we're not going to be renouncing anyone it looks like. So Jalen Green, Scotty Barnes, I could throw money at too. Donovan Mitchell, Scotty Barnes would be cool. Ingram, Zach LaVine, Ben Simmons, Davion Mitchell, I should say. Malcolm Brogdon, Miles Bridges, Jalen Suggs. We could throw some money at Jalen Suggs, Franz Wagner. Cameron Reddish is out here, but Nkongwu, Isaac Okoro. Okay, so I don't want to renounce the rights on my guys though, so let's not do that. So let's make sure we get Joshua Primo back. I think we're definitely gonna get Joshua Primo back. I definitely want Joshua Primo back. I don't want to pay him as much money as I'm about to pay him, but I don't want to let him walk either. So I'm gonna go ahead and pay the man his money. Vassell, he's unrestricted now. I mean, he really hasn't done anything to like convince me that he deserves a lot of money, to be honest. Let's see, he is averaging like 11.5 points per game. 40% is cool and all, but I don't really want to pay him. I feel like we could, pay someone else that much money and be better off. So, small forwards, Franz Wagner, we could throw some money at. I'll try to throw him a deal, see if they want to accept that. And then Kevin Reddish, Jaden McDaniels. There's some guys out here, but Devin Vassell, I'm not. Let's see if we get Franz Wagner. Let's see. I don't want to renounce the rights on. I have to renounce. Can we get Franz Wagner? Yes, we can. Okay, so we walk away with Franz Wagner. I feel pretty good about that. So now we have Scoot Henderson, Joshua Primo, Franz Wagner, Keldon Johnson, Michael Foster, and still our power forward here, and then Jalen Duran. So I feel pretty good. I think backcourt would be helpful here. Markelle Fultz is out here. I'm going to go ahead and give him a contract to be our backup point guard. And then what else can we do? So we'll have that. And then last but not least, we could get Jakob Poeltl back here in San Antonio. Our Drew Eubanks is out here too. We had Walker Kessler, but I think he was asking for a ton of money. So I'm going to go ahead and grab Jakob Poeltl for 1 year. And then I think I'm going to call that good. So that was our last offseason. Very last offseason. Player progression, Joshua Primo up to an 83. So he hasn't developed as much as I would have loved him to in this game. But at the same time, that's okay. That was our last offseason. We've been rebuilding this team for way too damn long. I'm recording for 50 minutes, which I usually never do. So, all right. This was our very last offseason. Nothing crazy. Power ranking doesn't land us very high. This was our last rotation. Scoot Henderson, Joshua Primo, Franz Wagner, Sadarik, I don't know how to say that name. Jalen Duran, Michael Foster, Keldon Johnson, Markelle Fultz, and Jakob Poeltl. So, proficiency-wise, we're sitting at a 3.5 balance and a 3.5 7 seconds. So, we'll leave it the way it is. Simulate this last season. Can we make the playoffs? More importantly, can we win a championship? Because we made the playoffs plenty of times in the video. We've not missed the playoffs, but it hasn't really been that helpful, to be honest. But we have not missed the playoffs. So this year we went 6-3-19, and this would be a good way to end this video if we were able to win a championship. So this time we made the playoffs, but we felt, you know, it was a convincing way to make the playoffs. 25 points from Scoot Henderson, 15 from Franz Wagner. That is bad. He is out for the season. That is not good. Joshua Primo, 15, 14, 14. So, yeah, I mean, with Franz Wagner being hurt, that's going to definitely hurt our chances. So, we got Sacramento Kings here, De'Aaron Fox, Mikey Williams. Okay. Can we at least win a first-round series? We haven't won a first-round series all video. So, please, somebody current round. And if I can't win a first-round series here, okay, we won in 7. That was scary, but we did win. So, we have Scoot Henderson, Joshua Primo, Keldon Johnson. Thankfully, we do have some depth at small forward with Keldon Johnson, but really sucks we do not have Franz Wagner here for the rest of this video. All right, now Dallas Mavericks. Luka, Josh Green, Bagley, Stewart, Moses Brown, Ferris Walker. So many current round against Dallas, and we win in 7 again. Okay, so very close series. John Morant, Tim Hardaway, Dylan Brooks, Jaren Jackson, Drummond, McDaniels, Kyle Kuzma, Zaire Williams, Otto Porter, and Johan. Okay, can we get to the NBA Finals? Somebody current round, and we lose in 6. Damn, okay. You know what? I feel good. I think, you know, honestly, with the fact that we made the playoffs every freaking season when I didn't want us to, Joshua Primo got hurt too. That didn't help. Okay. But the fact that we made the playoffs every damn season definitely hurt our chances. But I think we have to rerun this back. I really do, because the playoffs thing was pissing me off. If I would have got some lottery picks earlier on, obviously those guys would have developed like crazy by now. But we didn't hit the lottery once, so that really hurt us. But hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless. I did my best. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you haven't already. But for now, this is Crushables saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.